Hello everybody, Fixer here, back with the park. We are in the House of Horrors. We left off near this page that we shall read. Incidents and I cannot dismiss them as random chance. The park works, but something is interfering with its intended function. It's as though the very air in this place is corrupting the power even as I collect it. A few casualties here and there are acceptable. Of course. But when employees go on stabbing rampages, it draws attention. Well, no shit. I'd rather not have the boys in blue, either kind, investigating this place closely. Either kind? So obviously one kind is the cops. What is the other kind? What am I missing? It's a shame about Steve. I'd rather liked him. I'm pretty sure Steve was her husband. She didn't say her husband's name yet, did she? It was Dan. Alright, so I'm wrong about that. Never mind. I am so shocked that they have not thrown something behind me while I was looking in a mirror. Shocked, I tell you. That one almost got me. It startled me just a little. So we've had these two images before, and they were right next to each other even. So they got a lot of asset duplication in this area.
One little duck went out one day.
No, he did not. He stayed at home with the little pigs. He comforted the little pig that cried wee wee wee. What's back here? I think I'll just stay here for the rest of the game. Thank you. Just kidding. Well, I guess we have only one way to go. Oh, great. Down. Fantastic. Oh, this isn't creepy. What was that? I cannot open it. I cannot call to Callum either. Do you hear that? Hello? I beg your pardon? But I'm looking for the restroom. Oh, fantastic. More drawings of children. Nightmare Circus. Can I turn this around? You guys need better controls on this. Seriously. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, shit. God damn it. Really? You guys gotta do better than that. A circus burns to the ground on opening night, killing dozens. The owner is put to death by an enraged mob of townfolk. Just as he shouts out a curse, now Raven, a dark-souled wanderer, comes to the ruins at dusk in search of his missing mother. Let the show begin. Are we part of this story? What's that? What is that? Someone left their smokes? Their lucky stars? Creepy doll?
After they let me out, they gave me Callum back and sent me home with a handful of breadcrumbs. Home, bittersweet home. I barely recognized it. Where there had been color and light, there were shadows and regrets. Where there had been warmth, there was a bone-deep coldness that never went away. I tried my hardest to keep the ghosts at bay. Dawn, watching from the dusty corners while I tried to teach his son to read. My father, coldly assessing me and finding me lacking. I devoted myself to Callum and did the things that they told me. It will get better, they said. Every day will be a little better than the last. I'm in the woods now, lost and afraid. Things never got any better.
Oh boy. Disconnect notice on which power company. After multiple attempts to collect payment, we regret to inform you that your service has been disconnected or will be disconnected shortly. Please do the following. Make the payment listed on your last bill. Contact us on 555-7868 and we can arrange a payment plan so that you can immediately be reconnected. Blah, blah, blah. If you believe this was an error, if you are unable to make payments, typical stuff. Please contact your local welfare office to discuss a placement for you and your loved ones. Winter in Maine is cold and brutal. Don't face it without electricity. However, the license plates outside the park had New York on them. Am I looking into that at all, or is that just a simple mistake? Hunger, a shocking true story, the true story of the Donners. On April 16th, 1846, a group of covered wagons began the 2,500-mile journey to California. Just 8 months later, they found themselves stranded in the Sierra Nevada mountains with very little to bite or sup. It was to become one of the greatest tragedies of westward migration that the world has ever seen. Now our panel of Donner experts have uncovered compelling evidence that the families were forced to resort to cannibalism in order to survive the terrible winter. And this never-before-seen expose read about how the Donner children were forced to eat their brothers and sisters in order to survive. All here in the pages of this shocking true story. I don't understand what... Famine press. I don't understand what that has to do with anything. Alright, there's a happy family that's going to inevitably be unhappy. And here's a Rubik's Cube with no sides.
Please, don't make me see.
What? What? See what? What? Mom and me in the car with our polluting emissions. Mom and me at the park with a silly duck. Mom and me and... What the hell is that? A scary guy with a mohawk and a knife. And they look pretty happy. Okay, this family's messed up. The Wilting, Susan Anscombe. That looks like the logo for... What's that paint company? That painting the world or whatever it is. Oh, I don't remember. You guys probably know. With this novel, Susan Anscombe cements her place as one of the most important science fiction writers of a generation. The Wilting, a solar flare, has struck the Earth. Millions of people are uprooted from their bones. A young meteorologist searches desperately for a way to stop global overheating. And an exotic dancer named Chance O'Hara is the key to saving the world again. Dynamic, exciting, bombastic, everything we've come to expect from an Anscombe novel. Chance O'Hara is back, and you better believe she is bigger, better, and bolder than ever. I don't understand what these stories have to do with each other. They don't make sense. More cigarettes and more coffee. Feels like they only had so many assets and they're reusing them over and over again to make the place look more full. Read shopping list. Milk, cheese, bread, butter, corn, potatoes, apples, fish sticks, and remember, drop off Callum. Electricity bill, fix faucet. Do we live here? This place is a hole. Okay. I mean, I can examine the wrench, but why do I need to examine... I have an axe around my neck. Am I pregnant? I got a big belly, don't I? Because that doesn't look like our chest. What the shit is that? Close that shit. Get out of there. Okay. Hello? Is someone watching TV? Is the game on? Alright. There's a shark in the water. Don't go in the water, guys. Dunwich Emergency Services, Miss Maillard. As we agreed in our meeting today, we consider you fully recovered from your illness. This letter is official notification that you are considered sound of mind and body and may return to work at any time. Please note that you should discontinue any medication that you've been using and dispose of any remaining medicines. If you feel at any time you are suffering a relapse, then please make contact with your local physician immediately. We wish you continued good health. Dr. Spencer, Dunwich Medical. What is at the bottom there? Something printing office. So, do I think I'm somebody who I'm not? Kids in class. A letter. Lorraine, I received your letter and I am quite surprised. You ran off with your father all those years ago, then disappeared off the edge of the map, and then when I finally tracked you down, you refused to answer any of my letters, and now you write to me asking for help. I have another family now and another life. Your father was a horrible man, and I regret the years I wasted with him. I loved you, I truly did, but every year you grew more and more like him. You were his girl, never really mine. Still, I would have fought for custody if you hadn't run away with him. It broke my heart, but I needed to go on living. I can't let you back into my life without picking open old wounds. I'm sorry, Lorraine, but I just can't do it. Maybe one day it will be easier and I can meet Callum, but not yet. I am not ready to forgive you. Please don't contact me again. Karen. I don't understand. Who is Karen? Oh, I remember these things. I don't remember what they're called, but you would sit on it and you would just bounce around. Bouncy, 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 bouncy. Dunwich Emergency Services, Lorraine Kimberly Maillard. Lorraine's notes from overseeing psychologist diagnosis depression. Lorraine seems to be suffering from depression that began early in her pregnancy. Our discussions have made it obvious that these episodes stem from the grief of losing her partner. It says Don. I don't know if that's supposed to say Dan. Who died about 6 months ago. There are several unresolved issues with her father. After being kept under careful observation, we provided standard treatment for this disorder, including electroconvulsion therapy. The patient responded and made a rapid recovery. Weekly follow-up with a local physician, mood stabilizers, lithium-based. Discharge instructions. Lorraine has a newborn son, Callum, who was placed in foster care shortly after birth when Lorraine displayed symptoms of disorientation and depression. It is our judgment that Lorraine is fit to have her son returned to her, and as long as she follows her recommended aftercare routine and continues with her medication, we have faith that she will be an effective caregiver. Lorraine has her own housing, and her employer, Susie, has said that she is welcome to return to her shifts at the diner. Norma Creed, a local woman, has offered to care for Callum while Lorraine works. It is with this support network in mind that we feel confident releasing Lorraine from this institution. A prescription for Zolift that can be filled at Flagg's Pharmacy in Kingsmouth. I think Kingsmouth is another Lovecraftian town. She has been advised to start with, and I could be completely wrong about that, I'm going off memory, which is not a very good thing. She has been advised to start with a 50 milligram dose and then, based on the advice of her doctor, to increase the medication as needed. Berkshire, Middleton, and Stapleton, Templeton, PI, or P1, Boston. Miss Maillard, our inquiry into the state of Mr. Donald Williams has been completed. We regret to inform you that the primary beneficiaries of his estate, including the life insurance settlement for accidental death, were listed as Rose Williams and Richard Williams of New York State, the deceased's parents. Our agency made contact with Mr. and Mrs. Williams and explained your situation, especially as regards the birth of Donald's son, Callum. Fortunately, they were not receptive to our overtures, and they specified that without any legal proof of a biological relationship, they consider you ineligible to receive any of the monies from Donald's estate. They have asked that we no longer contact them regarding this matter. I understand that this may have a negative impact on your current financial situation, and I hope that I'm not being too forward when I enclose the bill for our services with this letter. Sincerely, Edward Stapleton. Did they spell attorney wrong? I think they spelled attorney wrong. Oh, goddamn son of a bitch. What? Oh my god. Hello? This looks rather familiar. Have I been here before? The Nightmare Circus. The park it was waiting on a child for taken. Using joy for baiting while their mother's mind is breaking. Analgesia win. What the fuck is this place? Pills. Zolift. 100 milligram tablet. I thought it was supposed to be 50. It's for Lorraine Maillard. The child's still happy in the drawings. That's good. From previous games, I have learned when this child has a very big frown and the parent has these squiggly lines coming from their head and it looks absolutely terror-driven, that's not a good sign. Lorraine, things aren't right between us at the moment, and I know I want to try and explain it. I think it is because I am so far from home and I am working so hard. Every day working at the park, it gets worse, like a spring inside my mind. Winding tighter and tighter and tighter. You guys, this font is too small. When we go, I'm saying that to the developers as if they're watching. When we go for drinks after work, it gets a little better. The guys relax and we laugh and we're good people again. I don't want to come home to you without being in my right mind. But when this job is done, we need to get out of this place. We need to go back to the city where I don't feel like this anymore. I love you, Donald. P.S. I was thinking about names for boys and girls. I like Callum for a boy and Emma if it is a girl. There's notes everywhere. Story of Holodomor. This is the same book cover, but different text. In the spring of 1933, in the Soviet Ukraine, an entire population found themselves without food. Over the course of the coming months, the situation grew critical, and reports of mass malnutrition began to filter into the upper echelons of government. The people had been left with very little to bite or sup. It was to become one of the greatest tragedies of mass starvation the world had ever seen. Now, our panel of Soviet experts have uncovered compelling evidence that the families were forced to resort to cannibalism in order to survive the terrible winter. In this never-before-seen expose, I read about how the starving parents cooked... Why am I fidgeting all over the place? Starving parents cooked and ate their own children in order to survive. All here in the pages is the shocking true story. So...
Leave me alone!
What? I just said leave me alone. Why are you wobbing at me? Uh-oh. T-I-S-B-I-H. I can't do anything with it. Clicky, clicky, nothing. Mom and me in car. We're still polluting. We still got our little duck or swan, whatever the shit that is. What is that insignia on that hat? Is that a G? The Wilting. With this novel, Lorraine cements her place as one of the most important science fiction writers of a generation. Don't tell me that she wrote this whole story. The Wilting, a solar flare has struck the Earth. Millions of people are uprooted from their homes. Looks like everything's the same, but it's Lorraine. Zoloft, 100 milligrams for Lorraine. Okay. Oh shit! Oh shit, there's the little boy. I think I'll call that an episode then. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.